Hello and welcome to Head and Shoulders Analysis or predictions or whatever we're going to call it, where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. And today, you see the topic, you see the subject, whatever is named, we're going to cover several events because I didn't get a chance to do the live stream. I really need an assistant. I really need an assistant. So, one of the things we're going to cover first is we're covering from the 100 and we're going to cover other events. But because the 100 is only going through its prelim rounds, don't expect us to necessarily cover that as it's super in depth because we got to see who makes it through the rounds. But look, here's the cover that I was going to use, but I'm not going to do that now. I just don't have enough time. I got clients to work with in other things. And if I had enough time, I would do it. I mean, I put in hours and hours to try to do analysis on different events. Like I said, track and field should be cut down as far as some of the events. But first, let's do a highlight here. So we are going to cover the men's 10,000. We're going to cover some of the women's 100. We're going to cover even the shot put and whatnot a little bit too. So stay tuned for what we're getting ready to do. And don't forget to subscribe. We're looking for 10,000 subscribers. We're going to cover animated races, fantasy races. We can have Marion Jones versus Elaine Thompson versus Lauren Williams versus Devers. We can have those types of people all in the races, and that is going to be some crazy stuff when that gets down. 10,000 subscribers, and then of course some sponsors and everything like that. But here, first we're going to cover Caterine Ibarguen. She's the defending champion in the women's triple jump. I'm going to do another one that covers some men. I'm going to try to do a lot of things today, but I might not have enough time in the 15 minutes I'm giving myself. So she's defending champion in the women's triple jump for the longest. And the reason why I have a Wikipedia page up instead of the World Athletics is because I can show you very quickly here, out of all of her feats and everything, she is centimeters away from the world record in the triple jump. The problem with that is that she's out of her prime. She's been injured and she is nowhere near her best. She got second at the World Championships in 2017. Then she got bronze in 2019. And it was a last minute bronze too, as far as that, because she was actually in the lead at one point. And then Rojas, which I think is going to win at this Olympics, she winded up beating her. And the reason why I'm bringing her up right now is because, look, she's been one entertaining person in the women's triple jump. She goes from here. I think Tara Davis has taken after her. And I'm just going to go through a couple of her pictures here. She's taken out her hat and she was being entertaining. And every time you see her, just go through her history. Caterine Ibarguen for Colombia. If you go through her history, or I'm sorry, Venezuela. If you go through her history, what the heck? I am sorry. It is not Ibarguen for Venezuela. She's from Colombia. It's Rojas from Venezuela. But regardless, if you go through her history and you see her events and you see what work she puts in, wow, she is entertaining. Oh, this is Kathy Freeman of the Sydney Olympics. I went a little bit too far on the pictures, but yeah. With that being said, that's who I wanted to cover first. Also, let's cover here. Let's go to the Olympic lineup. Where's the athletics right here? So here's the lineup where we see it right here on the first day. So this is going to be in a few hours, depending on where you are in the world. It's going to be that time, but it's going to be 9 a.m. It's the women's preliminary round one round of the 100. That's not the people that are going to be qualifying for the next round. That's going to be 3 hours and 15 minutes after that. Whereas the women's 100 round one, heat one, the preliminary are the people that aren't quite fast enough to make that, where they didn't qualify by certain standards. But if they can, I guess, make the times, they can go through. Look, you can see the world ranking is 441 right here. These are people that aren't quite fast enough. She's running 13:36. Now, they made it to the Olympics, so they deserve to run. Some people were saying they didn't deserve to run. I'm like, look, they deserve to run because they made it to the Olympics. But no matter how they made it to the Olympics, as far as there, it's an inclusive event here. We got the men's high jump, men's 3,000 steeplechase round one, discus, women's 800 round one. So we're going to have A-Thing mode. I don't think she has a problem making it through to the next round. I think that's going to be a given. So if anything changes there, once it gets to the semifinals, I'm going to do something with that. Just like with the 400 hurdles, Me personally, I believe still that Dalilah Muhammad still has a chance of winning and reclaiming her 400 hurdles crown. Let me know if you agree or disagree, but her going through injury and running as fast as she did and didn't break form. She did not break form. That's the thing that's important. So that means she's already strong. I mean, you got good form. You can still have some room for improvement. Some people would say if she had broke form, she could get stronger and then therefore she could run faster. I think it's the other way. You work with an athlete that is strong and make them stronger in certain ways. So there we go. Men's discus throw, qualifying B. Then we got the women's round one of the heats of that. And I know a lot of people on this channel are looking forward to that. Then later in the afternoon session, I'm going to probably do some video, maybe a live stream after that to cover what's happening afterwards. So you guys stay tuned at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, or whatever time that is in your time zone, because we're going to cover that right after. Maybe it's a live stream. Maybe I'll do a pre-recorded video or something like that and upload it. Then we have the women's round one of the 5,000. Man, that's going to be exciting. After the round one, we're going to cover it for the semis or whatever like that for that. Women's triple jump. This is the reason why I brought in Ibarguen. I know Yulian Rojas, she's got her thing that's going on and everything like that. But look, at the end of the day, I wanted to honor somebody that's been a great, that's there because we didn't have these platforms or anything like that to highlight these athletes, right? Here's Rojas. She's that much. She's so close to that world record too. And she's in the form of her life. And I think she got it. Unfortunately, Ibarguen and Rojas are in the same qualifying heat. Oh my goodness. So hopefully they can qualify for the same one because she has been a shell of her former self. She's been struggling through injury. She's been going through disappointment, finishing 7th, 13th or whatever in a long and triple. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the defending champion could at least make it to the final rounds and we can see her put in some action and put in some work. It's going to be a lot harder because of pounding on the triple jump. Women's shot put. I got to say, with the women's shot put, look, I gotta give them this right here. Man, Coach Connie Price Smith in the throws, she somehow gets athletes year after year most of the time. And that was my old coach, kind of sort of, when I went to the place that she coached at. I'll just say it like that. You just do your own research on that. So Raven Saunders, where she coaches now at Old Smith, was her former athlete. She's got other athletes that went to Southern Illinois University that also are up here. And I think if these athletes get it together and they have it down pat, I think Saunders has a chance of actually taking that. And also in the hammer throw, man, Coach Connie Price Smith, like I said, she knows how to put in work. I'm going to do a profile just on her because this is above people that are head and shoulders above the rest. Then we got the mixed relays. With the way the Bahamas are looking, if they can make it into the finals, they might actually put in some work. You got, oh my goodness, I'm missing the names. You know how the men and the women, I'm trying to rapid fire through all of this, but on the Bahamas, you got the potential Gardner, the world champion Gardner. Then you got world silver medalist and Olympic champion Shanae Miller-Uibo on that team. If they could get 2 more people to just round it out, then yeah, Jamaica has a chance. Obviously, the U.S. is so stacked, overstacked, they can just pull in A squad, B squad, whoever into these things. But man, they are looking, those 2 teams, Jamaica and the Bahamas, I want to highlight them because the U.S. is kind of obvious. The men's 10,000 meter final, since that's the thing that's going to have a final, this is going to be an interesting thing. People are thinking world record holder Chep, guy has it, but let's look at this list and then we're going to go back over to some of these other events. We're going to go over to I think the women's event real quick, but let's cover this really quick. The men's 10,000 meters. Let's look at the world ranking. I think that Kip Limo, which has been the young understudy right now, he's going to come up and he might steal it all. Barega of Ethiopia, and Kiplimo is from Uganda as well. If you look at this, Barega, Kajelcha, I think they might have it. I'm not sure. I think Gabriel didn't make it because of the order in which he finished, but it's the selectors. Now that one, I'm not sure. Let me look at this starting list real quick. Eragawu. Oh, Cajelcha, and Borrega. Oh, interesting. So that's who they selected there. Well, in terms of this is going to be a very, very interesting field. Kiplimo's here. I think he's got a good chance of doing it because of who they selected. Cheptegei, I mean, if he gets it together, world record holder, then he's going to be hard to beat. He's going to have to come out. He's going to have to run hard. That's how he's going to do it. But if I got to look at it offhand, I'm going to say Kiplimo. Cheptegei didn't even actually have to run. He used his time from the previous year. He was focusing on the 5,000. So that's the biggest question mark here, because he can come out just like Haile Gebrselassie, Kenenisa Bekele in the past. They didn't have to run the things at all, and then boom. So these top three guys right here, I think Cajelcha has what it takes to outkick him. Borrega, he might have it at the last minute, just like he took at the qualifying rounds for Ethiopia in the Netherlands earlier this year in June. But I think Cajelcha is the one that does it. Kamwororo, if I got to say somebody has a big chance of doing it, he ran 27:01. And for you guys to not look, that's one of the fastest times to do that at altitude. He did that in Nairobi. Do you know how many meters? I think that's 4,000 meters above sea level, right? He did that at altitude, 27:01. That is a fantastic time. That's probably a 26 in the 40s. So he's actually somewhere up here, if not even on the level of Kiplimo right now. And he did that at altitude. So, and that's the difference. These guys did it in Europe at sea level. He did this in Ostrava in Europe at sea level. He did the 27:01. So the Kenyans are also dangerous. Look at where they are. All of these guys. He forced some of the younger understudies to come up and take the lead. He was like, hey, you go up here. You stay there long enough. Let's make this a real race. If you saw the Kenyan national trials, oh my goodness. If you saw that, man, that was an exciting thing. And for him to just push them and coach them on, he's talking to them in the middle of the race and do this at altitude. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a good one. So who is my favorite to win? It's going to be a three-way right here. It's going to be Kiplimo, Kamwororo, and I would say Cajelcha. Those are my three. But if I got to give it to the world record holder, he's going to be my secondary. But my primary, I'm going to say that that's where it's going to, right? Mataiko, he was forced to go up there. They might still do some forcing and say, hey, or not Mataiko, Quimoy. That's what it was. Rogers Quimoy right here. He was forced to go into the lead right here. And then I don't think he has what it takes to do the out kicking at the end. He might get a medal. But when I'm talking about gold right here, it goes to Kamwororo, Kiplimo, and Cajelcha. Those are my favorites for the gold because real talk, Kiplimo can outkick Cheptegei. Like between both of them, he has a much better kick. He didn't run the marathons that Cheptegei did, and then he decided to go down when he was younger and everything like that. Cheptegei. So with that being said, Kiplimo, and I've seen it on several occasions, Kiplimo can outkick him. And with this speed right here, unless Cheptegei actually runs it out of them, and that's what he has to do. And he's died in the middle of a couple of his races here. I don't think so. The Americans, for the people that are looking through for the Americans this year, they ain't got a prayer or a hope in Hades in order to get a medal here. Can they get in the top 10? I think that's going to be hard. I might see one or two of them break into the top 10, but as far as medals, I can't see it. I really can't see it at all. That's what I see. Now let's go back over here. I probably lost a lot of you guys that just skipped through that. I'm like, man, oh well. I think I lost a lot of you. Let's go back over to the women's events real quick. And let's go over to the women's long jump. And the reason why I had brought up Tara Davis. I think between Brume and Davis, man, I'm so torn. These are my people that I got favoritism for. I got Davis, even though I just mispronounced her name. And if I get her dad and if I get her to do an interview on here soon after the Olympics, I already know they're gonna freaking grill me because they grilled me the first time when I announced at a meet that she was at for qualifying for the World Youth. But if I got favorites, it would be Davis, personal favorites, and Brume. Like I told y'all, the bias that I got, those are the biases. USA, Nigeria. I'm letting you know it now. Here's the bias coming through, and they happen to be at the top. I'm torn on who I would see. I'm gonna give it to Brume. She's had the world championship experience. She knows what it takes to be on the high level. She was in the lead at one point during the last world championships. So with that being said, I'm gonna give it to Brume. This is the time that she has to shine with Davis really challenging for her. I can't see Brittany Reese doing anything right there, even though previously she's been doing well and everything, and she's done well to come back, right? But I can't see Brittany Reese coming back. Unless Brume or Davis messes up and they don't do it. That can happen. But as far as where I see it, I see favorites between Brume and Davis, even beyond my own personal bias. I just wanted to let y'all know the bias here. That's who I'm pulling for personally. Even if they mess up, I'm going to be like, yeah, they cheated. Those are the two athletes that I'm going for. And as a side note here, I think Davis kind of got that personality, even when I met her when she was younger. She's kind of got the personality of Ibarguen. Look at the hat thing. She comes out there very entertaining. Go back and watch her events, guys. And ladies, just go out there and watch the events, because I mean, it's a show when she comes up and she does what she's doing afterward and trying to be happy and whatever like that. It brings something there, because a lot of people, they look at these field events and they're like, whatever. Field events are my favorite events in track and field, bar none, except for high jump. It's kind of like there, but field events are just my favorite events in track and field. So, and that's her dad, which has been a coach for most of her life, if not maybe her whole life. I don't know how the coaching is at how it was at Texas, but I know that he was coaching him. So with that being said, I hope to get them on here to do an interview, because that would be very good. But yeah, she's coming out. She's going to represent Team USA. It'll be good to see her or Brume get the gold. With that being said, let me know what you guys want me to cover. Athletes, tell me your country. We shot it to death about the women's 100 and 200. Okay, let's cover some other events now. Let's cover some other events. I try to post them up. People don't do the views as much, but this ain't about just only views on here. Remember? So that being said, smash the like button. Give us some subscribes, right? Give us some subscribes. Do your comment below about who you want me to cover. Also, I covered this at the end because, you know, some people might not last this long. So now it's a test to see who actually did say, hey, you know what? I want to see somebody cover the shot put. And matter of fact, let me cover the women's shot put very quickly. Aside from that, this will be the last thing that we cover. And world leader is from China. Now, Raven Saunders, like I said, I think she got a chance of doing it. Ramsey, former Saluki. There we go. Salukis right there. Coached by the same coach. Right. I think that, yeah, this is going to be, or am I wrong? Is she a former Saluki? Now I'm starting to get my mind off on that tangent. Whatever. Let me do my research behind it again. But with that being said, if I'm not mistaken, she is a former Saluki. Look, I think Thomas Dodd, if she can get her throws together, she might, because she's a silver medalist from the World Championships, she might be able to get up here in the crowd. But she's going to have to throw out of her behind in order to get there. And the reason why I mention her is because she's a World Championship silver medalist from Jamaica. A lot of the crowd is from Jamaica, so I got to give you that contingent. Same thing with the U.S. I'm giving the U.S. Jamaica contingent. We're starting to get people from South Africa. So once we start building up different countries, I talk about them more. I think we got a small contingency from Trinidad and Tobago. So we're going to start talking about those athletes. But I'll catch you all on the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. We're looking for 10,000 subscribers. Catch you all on that one. Peace.